Spider-Man: No Way Home is a masterpiece. However, not everything about it is perfect. In fact, one poor creative decision, one wrong choice in the direction of the film has led to an issue that is far too difficult to overlook. An issue that truly just overshadows the entire film and destroys it from the inside out. It honestly feels like a monkey's paw curse. Electro is no longer blue. We get to see Willem Dafoe in his full glory when playing the Green Goblin. And the mainstream audience finally gets to see that Andrew Garfield is not only an excellent actor, but also an excellent Spider-Man. But as I said, monkey's paw. 3 wishes were granted at a high cost. And in this case, the benefits and improvements we gained were not worth the price we paid for them, as our loss came in the form of the severe damaging of one No Way Home character.
Hello, Peter.
So let's jump all the way back to 2004's Spider-Man 2 to find out how Marvel Studios and Sony got this character so wrong that it destroyed an otherwise excellent Phase 4 MCU movie.
What if?
So when we talk about Spider-Man 2, what are some words that come to mind? Amazing, spectacular, flawless? All very acceptable terms to describe such an incredible film. But we surely wouldn't feel this way if it wasn't for Alfred Molina's Doc Ock, a truly stunning villain.
Perfection.
And while he was done to perfection in that film, there was a creative change that occurred to the character in No Way Home, which showed that Marvel Studios and Sony don't fucking understand Molina's Doc Ock at all, and butchered him completely as a result of their incompetence. Now, you're probably thinking right now, what the hell is this guy talking about? Doc Ock was perfect in No Way Home. And my response to that is simply, you fucking idiot.
Are we blind?
The differences are so clear that it hurts my soul. In Spider-Man 2, Octavius is allowed to be fully unashamed of his body, and he uses this as his primary source of power, striking fear in his opponents. When it's in full display, he destroys Spider-Man. When he covers it up, but still allows for some V-neck action, he beats Spider-Man, but it's far more difficult for him. And then, in No Way Home, he's permanently stuck in a stupid-ass turtleneck sweater. I can barely even see his fucking neck. And the result of this? He gets his ass absolutely blasted around by Tom Holland. So, the conclusion here? It's a straight up moobs difference. The math here just doesn't lie. It's irrefutable. Which makes me wonder, what the fuck were Marvel and Sony thinking? How can you have Doc Ock in No Way Home and suppress the root of his power for the entire movie?
How can you do this? This is outrageous. It's unfair.
But identifying and bitching about a problem doesn't do much of any good for anyone unless a solution to the issue can be found. And boy, do I have one that will bring everyone's favorite 8-limbed villain back to his former glory. So we as comic book movie fans have dealt with a situation like this before. Twice actually, as far as I can remember. The smaller example would be the Zemo cut, where shortly after showing a glimpse of the gloriousness that was a dancing Zemo in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Marvel Studios released an hour-long extended version of the scene after massive MCU fan demand. This shows that Marvel Studios has bent the knee to MCU fans before, in the form of giving them a new cut of a scene or show. However, the far more well-known and better example of massive fan demand for a new cut of a comic book movie would obviously be the Snyder Cut. It cost a lot of money for Warner Bros. To make it, but I think most people, including myself, thought that it was money well spent, and that the Snyder Cut was an improvement over the original version of Justice League. So, with this in mind, I have a proposition.
What do you propose?
It's simple.
We get Marvel Studios to make a moobs cut of Spider-Man No Way Home, where we just use CGI to remove the shirt and replace it with some glorious moobs. Yeah, it wouldn't be a perfect fix, but beggars can't be choosers, so I'll take what I can get. It would obviously be more costly than the Zemo cut to create, but far less costly than a Snyder cut. However, while costing less to create, a moobs cut would certainly be just as popular as a Snyder cut. So, it's a no-brainer decision for Marvel Studios to make this happen.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
However, many times in the world of Hollywood, choices that should be obvious tend not to be. It took Warner Bros. Many years to fund a Snyder Cut. Marvel thought massacring my boy was a good idea. And Lucasfilm thought Rey being Palpatine's granddaughter was an actual good decision for the Skywalker saga. You see what I mean? Now, would a moobs cut greatly improve the film? Absolutely. But Marvel Studios and Sony probably just see it as a waste of time and money, and not being worthwhile whatsoever. But they couldn't be more wrong in their belief if they tried.
You are wrong! All of you are wrong! To turn your backs on the rest of the world!
So, how do you get a studio to do something that they may not find worthwhile?
That's a question. That's a question.
Well, you're probably thinking of using social media to get them to notice your cause. But that's so fucking boring.
We don't do that here.
So what's my wild strategy then?
The heart, Osborn. First, we attack his heart.
And what is the heart of Disney and Sony? Money. Lots and lots of money. You attack their earnings and they'll submit pretty quickly. This means we need targets to financially tank. With Sony, this is pretty easy. Just target Craven, Madame Web, even El Muerto, whatever they have going in their live-action Spider-Man universe. Sony will surely feel the pain from losing so much money, but to us, the fans,
It's not about money. It's about sending a message.
with Disney though, this is far more difficult. To say we shouldn't see an MCU film would be like going against all my programming.
Good soldiers follow orders. Good soldiers follow orders. What is he talking about? Good soldiers.
So what's the target to tank for Disney then?
Are we blind?
The fucking blue people, of course. That's who. Those goofy looking fucks.
No. Please. Please don't say that.
Now, to be clear, this isn't because I'm anti-blue. I love me some Blue Gemma Chan. I also love the Asari in Mass Effect. I've only chosen Avatar 2 because what are we missing if we don't see it? 2 hours of hair sex? Nah, Disney. I'm good. I'm sure I'll survive without that. And while we're on the subject, instead of paying to go and see Avatar 2, just pay to see Shazam 2 instead.
I see this as an absolute win.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
So, I'll level with you. This won't be an easy battle to win. It'll probably take many years. But we must win. Spider-Man No Way Home is a near masterpiece. And it's painful how close we are to perfection.
We were on the verge of greatness. We were this close.
And by being this close to a flawless masterpiece, Marvel Studios and Sony have to finish it.
That's right. The real crime would be not to finish what we started.
It'll be a painful wait, but I watched Iron Fist Season 1 in one sitting. I played the Avengers game. I watched all episodes of the Inhumans show. I don't even know what pain feels like anymore after all that. So this will be nothing to me. And hopefully the same goes for you. Anyway, I'll see you on the battlefield.
Let's go.